Seeking to reclaim Khazit Crow from the vile Skaven.
We are reclaiming Khazit Crow from the vile Skaven. Back with another CataTide. Vermintide on Cataclysm.
And offer what support we may. Pray Sigmar
Pray.
that we are in time.
Pray to Sigmar. Especially playing as the warrior priest here that I am. I just want to give a quick thanks to everybody who's been participating in the channel. I've said this before, I am incredibly surprised about how much engagement the channel's been getting. I didn't expect any of it. You know, I've told the story before. I've only ever showed the channel to one really good friend of mine, and that was all that I expected the channel to really, you know, get in terms of engagement. But the fact that people have been finding the channel and subscribing and commenting and liking the videos, it's been a really pleasant surprise, and I really appreciate that. You know, whenever I see people like the videos and stuff, it brings me a lot of joy. So if you're watching this right now, if you'd like this video, I want you to know it will actually make my day. I will see how many likes this video has, and every time it goes up by one, it makes me that much more happy. You know, it's quite the pleasant surprise that the channel has been doing as well as it has. So I appreciate everybody who has participated, and I just want to give a really big thanks to everybody. With that being said, Warrior Priest with the Flail and Shield. This is actually the same build that I use on the bot. It is a very strong build by itself. What I mean by that, of course, is it doesn't have to be a strictly bot build for it to be strong. If it's controlled by the player, it is incredibly strong. Like, for example, I think I've played a game with the Ranger Veteran, and the build I use for the Ranger Veteran bot isn't necessarily as strong as it can be if it was in the hands of a player. I probably should have kept the med kit there, but the bots don't know how to get this item that's up here, so I'm going to... There you go. So if you do play this build with other people, it is quite strong, despite this being the build that I use on the bot. I've got a Storm Fiend here, so I'm going to stay up here. And I'm going to utilize all of these. I was going to utilize all of the barrels, but you know, whatever. I'd rather just fight up here in general. This assassin is an absolute menace right now. There you go. And I'll use this potion too. Why not? We are in between waves, so the faster I can take down this Storm Fiend, the better. I'm trying to hit him in the back, but the bots with their stagger abilities sometimes shift him around. We are indeed making quick work of this Storm Fiend. Here comes the wave. But I'm pretty sure this Storm Fiend is a goner. Whoa! Get out of here. Oh, that's kind of sad. I lost the wizard there to the Gatling gunner, but it is what it is. Like I was saying, this build for Soulspire is incredibly powerful. It has a lot of stagger potential. Now, I want to emphasize at the very beginning here that I am using Power versus Chaos on the Holy Great Hammer. Now, on a map such as this, it's not necessary because, you know, obviously this is a Skaven only map. But if you use a build such as this, you know, generally in quick play, it's important to have power versus both races. You know, just in case. You never know exactly what map you're going to be playing. And of course, most maps do just have multiple races. So I am using Power versus Chaos on the Great Hammer. So it's a little less effective in that sense.
This is the correct path.
But that doesn't mean that it is not strong versus Skaven. Nevertheless, it you know, Great Hammer still as a weapon is incredibly powerful. And I've gotten this before, so you can sit on the ground in front of the Valaya statue and you can heal. You have to specifically use the sit ground emote. If you use sit chair, it will not work. You have to use sit ground. And you just gotta sit on the ground for approximately, you know, 5 seconds, and Valaya blesses you with a heal.
Medicine and bandages, and not before time. A packmaster, it shall perish.
So that's also a challenge in Okri's book of challenges that you can complete. A lot of people don't know that they can they can heal at the statue. So I know I've played a few. I know I've done a few videos with this build in particular. I haven't talked about how I utilize both weapons. Whoa. Where did you come from, Mr. Gunner? I'm gonna lower my shield for this guy. But this build in particular has a lot of stagger potential. So it's not just the fact that the Flail and Shield is able to attack through shields. So if you don't know, Flails are able to attack through the shields of shielded enemies, such as you know, anybody that has a shield. You know, any enemy is capable of having a shield. Well, not the Beastmen, but Clan Rats can have shields. Marauders can have shields. Storm Vermin, of course, can have shields. And the heavy attack here attacks straight through those shields and deals damage directly. So it's very convenient. But the main reason that I use this combination of weapons is the fact that both weapons heavy attack 1, which is the first heavy attack on each of the weapons. If you notice, their attack profiles are left to right and right to left. So that was the premise of this build. The fact that I can stagger greatly hordes of enemies in both directions. So, you know, of course, your weapons can only cleave through so many enemies. Typically, there are some weapons that, of course, have infinite cleave. And then, of course, shield bash attacks, of course, have infinite cleave as well, which just the warrior priest does have access to, but I think he has access to a shield bash with the hammer and shield. I think the hammer and shield's heavy one attack has a shield bash attack, but I don't really like the hammer and shield's attack profiles too much. Not as much as the flail and shield. And of course the flail and shield, like I said before, it goes through shields. Which is a little more useful than the hammer and shield.
I'm sure we can contribute, darling.
And Kerber and Bard seem to be getting intimately acquainted with that healing drought there. But yeah, the whole premise of this build is basically if you're staring down a large horde of enemies, you can stagger a large group of them. By simply alternating in between weapons like this. So, you know, basically whatever enemies you're not able to stagger by cleaving through with the flail and shield from right to left across your screen, you can quickly swap to your hammer and cleave through those enemies from left to right. So you'll find that with this combination of weapons, maybe not so much in this particular map, because, you know, obviously it is mostly Skaven, and the flail and shield works absolute wonders against enemies like the shielded storm vermin, which I'm going to use very heavily during this mid event. In fact, I might just stay here in this mid event to have a little bit of extra fun. I apologize if anybody gets bored with that, but my god, are killing storm vermin some of my favorite things to do in this game. But yeah, it's just a strong combination of weapons to be using. It can take a little bit of practice prioritizing what direction you know your weapons are attacking in. Oh my god, Flail is just so strong against the shield destroyer, man. It's so good. Naturally, I also run power versus Skaven on the flail, so it's just a little bit stronger on a map such as this. And I'm not gonna hit this. I'm not gonna hit this objective just yet. I want another wave of storm vermin to spawn in here. Just because. Look at all these shielded boys, man. It's so many that spawn in this event. This is one of my favorite mid events in this game. I swear, it's so fun. Like, there are a lot of people who absolutely despise it because, you know, I understand there's a lot of people who are starting out and they don't quite understand how to deal with shielded storm vermin. I know that, you know, what I'm using is basically a cheat code to deal with them. You know, you can also use any flail. You know, the flail on the wizard works in the same way, in the sense that they go through shields. You can use the regular flail on Zealot, the version without the shield. So if you're playing like Zealot or something, and you don't have access to the flail and shield, the regular flail has basically the same exact attack profiles, well, the heavy profiles at least, as flail and shield, and you can do this exact same thing with him. Oh my god, we're just tearing through them. it's nothing. Alright, well, come on, let's get it going. Let's keep it going. Come on. I don't know if anybody else picked up on it neither, but with this combination of talents that I have now, I'm pretty sure this has something to do with the fact that I am running the stagger talent. And by that I mean the extra stagger power talent, as you can see in the bottom left corner. Warrior Priest, of course, has access to 3 particular increases for his team, which is stagger power, max health, or monster damage. And I am, of course, running the stagger power. Now, I believe combined with that, I am able to stagger plague monks out of their flurry attack. So that is always very, very useful. You have to be mindful, of course, when you're facing off against multiple plague monks, or just more than one. And we got a storm vermin patrol here, which, of course, are about to get absolutely obliterated. Soulspire says the hammer and the anvil, but clearly it's the flail and the anvil in this case. And say goodbye to that storm vermin patrol. We just treated that like it was on recruit difficulty. And that's a purple potion, so I'm going to definitely pick that up. Because if you're playing Warrior Priest and you see a purple potion, you have to thank Sigmar for it and go and collect it. Now, I've demonstrated this before, but the bots have a little bit of an issue getting up these crates sometimes. Come on. Come on. Come on. Don't do this to me. You know, when they don't get up on these crates right away, it can be a little iffy, because when you tell them to collect the item that's up top, they might not. Yeah, so this could be an issue, especially with a wave spawning. So what's going to happen is I'm going to tell them to pick this item up. In fact, I might even lose one of them for this. So I just told Kruber to pick up that purple potion. And what's going to happen is he's not going to be able to pick that purple potion up because he's having trouble getting there, of course. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they can just path up that box. But they're having trouble in this case. And as you see, he's just kind of like staying there in the box, trying to path up, but he can't. So what's going to happen is I'm going to walk away, and he's going to just kind of stand there mindlessly, trying to pick up the item that he can't pick up. And that can of course be an issue, because when they get stuck like this, it means they go down real easy. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna go up there and get the purple potion myself, because I'd rather have the purple potion than the strength potion. So I might just go up there and get that, so I can have it. I want to do it after the wave ends here. And of course, the only way that he's going to pick that up is if I walk so far away that he kind of picks it up automatically and teleports to me in the same instance. And I don't really feel like dealing with that. So I'm just going to kind of pick up the purple potion. Hopefully that means that they're going to ignore the orders that I gave them, which it does appear to be. I'm going to leave that strength potion behind because I don't really care for it too much. And we're just going to move on with the bots. Sometimes there's items that spawn back here. In this case, it's just some ammo, which I don't need. So I will say this, I haven't been using my ult as much as I should be this game. If you're gonna run the double bubble, which is what I'm running, it's in North America, it's called United in Prayer. It's good to use as horde clear. So I know some people who will run Warrior Priest, and they'll run the talent that gives you health back. I forget exactly what it's called. But it's the talent that you know, basically that can revive you, you know, and it can give you health back in, like, you know, the last 3 seconds of you taking damage. I know a lot of people who run that talent, and then they use it the same way that some people use Kruber's ult, which is they'll wait until people go down to use it. And this is one of the worst ways to utilize those abilities. Of course, the talent I'm talking about on Kruber is the on your feet talent, I believe it's what it's called, or whatever talent that lets his morale boost revive his downed allies, basically. And I find, you know, Warrior Priests will make the same mistake as those kinds of people that run that talent. And I just jumped down when I shouldn't have. I should have dealt with those specials first, because they might get stuck on them. Yeah, they're getting a little stuck on them. They should be alright. I'll use my ability. There you go, they teleported. And I think they dealt with them anyway, which was lucky. But like I was saying, you'll get Warrior Priests that will only use that ability whenever their teammates go down, and it's just such a waste, you know. Like, even if you can't use it on your teammates to recover their HP, you should be using it on yourself to recover your HP, you know, like. like if you're gonna run the heal talent, and the thing is, if you only wait to use it when someone goes down, imagine if nobody ever goes down in a game. I've had games like that before, you know, where nobody goes down in the game, and then there's a warrior priest who literally never use their Sigmar shield a single time. And that's just crazy to me. Like, I understand that it can be a case of like not knowing precisely when to use it, because you know the most obvious time to use it is, you know, when somebody goes down. That is, if you're using the talent that gives you health back. But oh man, you just gotta understand when it is best, and that does take practice, of course. When you're using the double bubble, in the case that I'm using, the best case scenario, of course, is when there are just a lot of enemies about. Naturally, during a horde, it is really good to use. You just have, you know, 2 bubbles. Potential for a lot of AoE damage is a big factor. So, you know, using it during a horde is of course very efficient. I feel like I dodged that, but whatever. Let's see if the boss can get me. They might still be able to, actually. Oh, they killed him. There you go. Very good job, boss. And they're gonna heal me. That's what the bots are. That's what the bots are for, man. It's for those moments sometimes. And I got another ult off, which did a lot of damage. Very nice. I was thinking about using a potion there, but I didn't. I should have. That wave with the Plague Monks is typically the largest wave in this finale. So that's going to be the only real challenge here throughout this finale. And I have passed it. So whenever I do the second barrel, I always go for the one up top here. I always save the last one for... I can't believe the barrel just went all the way down here. Whatever. You know what? I'm gonna use this purple potion right now. And I seem to have lost the priest. So I always like to go for the the objective that's closest to the elevator last. Just, I don't know, just cause. it just seems easiest. Have a nail here for a celebration. Make us speed potion to quickly run up here, and I think I just lit this barrel on fire. Whatever. I'm kind of autopiloting right now. I'm gonna go save the priest, cause why not? I gotta leave with all the bots if I want a decisive victory. And a decisive victory is what we are always achieve for in CataTide with the AI. Because we gotta prove a point. We gotta prove that we can complete it with the bots. And yeah, pretty fun finale. Let's get a celebratory heal on Kruber.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I reckon there's more to be done here, but it'll take.
And yeah, another game, another CataTide with the AI with Warrior Priest. Don't think I went over everything that I want to go over with, but I'll of course go over that in the next game that I play with him, if I can. If I can remember to. If I don't ramble on about other senseless things. And let's see these stats. Not too bad. 145 at least. That's that mid event with all the storm vermin, man. It's so much fun. Very nice. 13,500 on the wizard. Over 400 kills. The wizard almost 400 with the with the mercenary. So I mean 22 specials on the ranger veteran. Very nice. GG.